Portland's Commoner Crawl series has officially returned now for the 2025 year, which means, that's right, we've got tourney recaps as well as deck lists. Oh, that's right, all within the new meta.
A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando.
Hey there, my flesh and blood commoner friends. Welcome back to Dice Commando, and that's right, this week coming to you midweek, slightly off kilter because we've got Blitz results to look at, but that's right, today we're looking at the PDX Commoner Crawl that happened on March 9th, 2025, kicking off our 2025 series, which is super exciting. Also, you may recall, we had just a little bit of shakeup within the commoner meta, and this was like about a week out from that. So it's going to be very interesting to go through the results, look at the decks. Yes, we're going to cover the top 4 deck lists plus a bonus, plus a little bonus because we had an Aurora deck that I thought did pretty well. But so this event happened on March 9th, 2025 at the Migration Brewing place, which we've been to many times before. It's actually maybe not many times, but several times before. And it's a great location. It works really well. And of course, our boy Sean knows the people. He's got the hookups, but he makes it happen. But this was super exciting to see what people wanted to do within the new meta. Now, it did fall at a kind of awkward time, as you may be very well aware. There's not a lot of breaks in between competitive seasons in Flesh and Blood right now, and there honestly won't be until like late summer. So kind of fitting it in and getting 10 people to come out, kind of in between seasons, I think was actually really good, and I think speaks to it really well. So yes, 10 players came out on the day. Now, the ultimate winner of the event, super fun, because that's right, none other than local boy Archer Taylor, who you may recall won our what the heck was it? It was back in November. He did not win it, but he got to open the gold foil, and he got a Vest of the First Fist, and he likes to play Dash, and his quote at the time was, "My commoner Dash be going hard." Well, what do you think he actually came with? So shout out there. And then Alex Frazier, no stranger to Bravo, with the well-known for his very unique sleeves within the Portland area. He took second. And then Stephen Goddard, that's right, keeping the Dromai dream alive. Dromai dream, I like that. In fact, Stephen, that's what it needs to say on the back of your jersey. Dromai dream, I like that. And then Mr. Kevin Sett, that's right, coming in fourth, also on Dash. And then shout out again, we had some brand new player show up on Aurora. Great, right? Aurora's a good entry hero. Works out really well. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover that last. All right, but first, let's go ahead and look in awe at local boy Archer Taylor's deck. Vest of the First Fist. Look at that. Not enslaved. We all know that's not the gold foil, because that's not in thing, right? But either way, let's go through this deck. So actually on Galvanic Bender is on Blade Beckoner Helm, which makes complete sense. The mechs, they don't have a legit headpiece, so why would you not run? Blade Beckoner's just the automatic windmill slam into this format if you don't have the right piece. Best of the First Fist, and then of course the Achilles Accelerator. Absolutely phenomenal. Has the AB for backup if you need it, but you super don't anymore because Icelander is kind of absent in the meta. And he of course is on Hyper Boost, and he's running the Talishar loadout. I actually don't see a pistol here, which is interesting, so I'm thinking maybe full on within Talishar. Okay, now we can see there's some no rune there. The no rune boots there, that of course the fancy Dutch ones, and then we have the, I'm totally going to butcher the name, but so I'm not even going to try, but it is the Goliath Gauntlets in, I believe, German. The whatever, the Goliath Gauntlets. My apologies to my German brethren. Love you all, but I wasn't even going to try. All right, so going from the upper right, we've got throttles, we've got yellow throttles, and we've got blue throttles. We have payload times 4 with the red and the blue. We've got 1 overload. We have rotary ram times 2. We have a full suite of, and you know some German ones there, but we've got zipper hits. We've got full suite of 0 to 60s. Cranks, shafts are red and blue. We've got blue Bertha, red overloop, rev up red, Jumpstart, just red in this case. Recharge, which is a card I love. I think it's highly underplayed in this format, and it does not surprise me. Archer's the one that ran with that. We have Overloop, and then, that's right, we actually have Boom Grenades in the deck. Love it. Congratulations to Archer for taking down the win on the day. And man, I was hoping to see the Commoner Dash go hard with that Vest of First Fist, but obviously makes sense. Right, next, the deck I want to hit on is actually the Dromai deck, because, man, shout out to Steven. You've been keeping, like I said, the dream alive, and you've been doing really well here. So let's go ahead and go top to bottom here on your your loadout suite. So we have the Storm, of course. We've got Null Boots, Snappies, Legs. We have Dreamweavers, because I think that's a really, really, really smart play. A lot of people do the Ward arms with her, but I think, being able to throw one of yours without being Phantasm, especially when you can come in 8, they're worried about what you're going to do with, your pitch stacking or whatever of your, functional rakes. Really good. Cross trap to maybe even do those. Like, can you imagine coming off that, like, just a free 2 for 8? No Phantasm. Seems pretty good. Then we've got Glory Seeker, Ironhide Helm, and then Null Hood. Okay. Now, going into the deck itself, we have, and he actually mentioned this on a cast, Sigil of Solitude. He loves that one. Sweeping Blow, Embermoth Centipede, Skinnering Sands, Billing Mirage, Blaze Headlong, of course, Sandcover. And then this one him and I loved so much together, Nimbleism, because Nimbleism into, I think, a Blaze Headlong is just so dirty. But then Spears of Reality, Dunebreaker Centipede, the 2/1/5 goes so sweet. Enigma Chimera for a big old bomb. Embermoth Centipede yellow in this case. Rake, and then cut down to size red. Dust Up red. Ravenous Rabble, because there's a bunch of red, so that makes sense. Scar for a Scar. Sync, Fate, Arcane Polarity, and then Oasis Respite to round it out. Again, Steven, you are doing such a great job staying on top of, like, this. You're just good. You're just good with the deck. You know what you're doing. Next up, we have Alex Frazier's Bravo deck. And what's fun about this is, you may be looking at the screen, I'm like, hey, this looks awful familiar. That's right. This is the DC Pump and Thump Bravo. That's right. And I think Sean was able, actually, I need to take a huge minute away. Huge shout out to Sean Cowan for getting the photos and getting them over to me. In fact, everyone should give Sean a "We love you, Sean" below, because I was not at this tournament. I was in sunnier shores, literally. And Sean executed this, took the pictures, got them off to me to share them with you all. And he mentioned that this was my and his Bravo Pump and Thump list. So awesome. And who better to pilot it than Alex Frazier, who is like a Bravo tried and true. So you can see we've got do I really need to read it? I will, because obviously that's why we're here. But man, you all have seen this. You all have seen this before. So we've got, of course, AB4, okay, Steelblade Brucker, Titan's Fist, Goliath Gauntlet, Civic Steps, Cross Strap, and then Ison's Peak. And then let's go ahead and go through the list of Buckling Blow, Cartilage Crush, red, blue, Chokeslam, red, blue, Concuss, that's a bread and butter right there. Red, of course, Crush the Weak, red, blue, Debilitate, blue, Ancestral Empowerment, love that card in this format. Fate Foreseen, Sink Below, Lead with Power, well, again, one of my very favoritist cards. Macho Grande, red, blue, Oasis Respite, red, Pummel, red, blue, Thunk, blue, and then Thump, of course, red and blue, because why would we call it Pump and Thump if we're not running Thump? And so nicely done, Alex. Again, turns out that, Fab skill is transferable quite across formats. And, I don't remember the last time we saw you out, but I think it's super cool you came out. And congratulations on your placement. All right, last up, let's go to Mr. Kevin Sett's dash, which is slightly different than you see from Mr. Archer Taylor's dash. We actually see some of the kind of the OG tricks you see right away with Combustible Courier. We do still have one Overblast. Kevin has finally skewed on to the Recharge. I don't remember if he was on that headed into Battle in Portland or not, but was originally not running this. I do love this card. Red Throttle, we've got 0 to 60. Yeah, let's go. Like, honestly, what are we not running 0 to 64? We got a full boat there. He's got them all laid across the table, so a little harder to track. We've got a full boat of 0 to 60s. We've got a full boat of Zipper Hits. We've got Blue Bertha. We've got Red Bertha. We've got blue throttles, we've got crankshafts blue, jumpstart yellow, red, and then we have a crankshaft red and yellow, as well as blue down there in the corner, and then of course rev up. Pretty standard list overall, but it's just really, really, really strong value. And then of course, let's not forget that big old payload to kind of trying to finish things off. Now, what you'll notice is the difference from archers. There was no boom grenade, in this list, which is why we only have the red payloads, which makes a lot of sense to me, because you have to make some other trades with which to make that happen. So this is just a straight up value dash list. And again, Mr. Kevin piloted to top 4. Mr. Kevin also does like to do the plasma barrel shot. It's one of his go-tos, which again, we did not see in the previous list. So even though the decks functionally play the same, you can see that the includes overall can change the outcome and the playstyle very significantly. Okay, but of course you do see that Mr. Kevin is on Blade Beckoner Helm, which makes a ton of sense. Now, I did mention we had a bonus list, and I do again want to give a shout out there. So let's go ahead into looking real quick at the Aurora list. So we've got Flash of Brilliance, Spell for a Legging, Starfall, Snappies, and then Runehold Release, which makes a lot of sense. And then this is just like kind of a good stuff Aurora list, right? So we've got Electrostatic Discharge, Heaven Claws, Red Blue, Hocus Pocus Blue, Sizzle Red, of course, 1 High Notes Red, Triplight Fantastic, which is a great call, I believe, in this format for the blue. Surge, Shockwave, Photon Rush, Flittering is playing Sigil of Lightning, does give another instant in that case, which actually helps your Flittering. We're on High Notes Yellow, Fry Red, actually a Discharge Blue, which is very interesting, very much leaning heads. And I have to give a shout out there, I've really struggled with Flittering Charge in the commoner lists, so this is clearly trying to just do that thing. We have Second Strike, we have Red Swarm, we then have Sigil of Deadwood, we have Arcanic Spike, which is also very good, a Yellow Flash, which is very interesting, and then I'm assuming that the cards on the right are not super relevant within the rest of the deck, but super cool to go through, just kind of a fun, like, hey, this is my first time showing up at a tournament, looking at like a super straightforward Aurora list. I really, really, really love it. So anyway, that caps off the recap. Again, like I said, 10 players. We're just getting ramped back up, and it's a very aggressive season with which to do that. Also, as the sun starts coming out, people start coming out more, having a lot more fun. So I'm really looking forward for the rest of the year for Common Crawl Tournament. So again, if you enjoyed this, make sure to do the leaky leak. 2, 1. So again, if you enjoyed this and you appreciate it, make sure to give me the like, the sub, all that stuff below. I very much appreciate it, and lets me know that commoner content actually is cared about. Very much appreciate it. And go Commando.